Michael Floyd, a member of All Saints Episcopal Church, speaking on behalf of Austin Interfaith, a nonpartisan, broad-based coalition of 36 congregations, schools, and nonprofits working for the common good. As a homeowner in East Austin, I have seen how skyrocketing property values creates undue pressure on middle-class homeowners. Between 2016 and 2018, the assessed market value of my home more than doubled, causing my taxes to rise astronomically. I know from the many small group conversations in our member institutions all over the city that my family is not alone. Austin is in an affordability crisis. Housing is increasingly unaffordable for growing numbers of low and middle income residents. Families with children, seniors, and people of color, particularly in East and South Austin, are being pushed out of the city. Before we at Austin Interfaith take positions on issues like this, we listen carefully. In addition to the small group house meeting campaign that I already mentioned, we conducted civic academies on codeNEXT at our member institutions, where we taught the basics of codeNEXT and broke up into small groups to hear how this would impact residents. At Our Lady of Guadalupe, as you've heard, over 120 people attended. We held similar sessions at my church, All Saints Episcopal, Wildfire Unitarian, University United Methodist Church, and we have others planned. While recognizing that any land use code will not entirely solve all affordability housing problems, Austin Interfaith nevertheless believes that if our land code is guided by two basic principles, it can help to mitigate the crisis. First, displacement due to skyrocketing land values, housing costs, rents, and taxes should be minimized. Recognizing the injustice of historic land use practices that discriminated against whole segments of the community, extra care should be taken to prevent further discrimination of this sort. Second, for Austin to have an inclusive and diverse population and be welcoming to both old and new residents, there must be a wide range of affordable housing options based on the preservation of existing affordable housing stock, encouraging such alternatives as co-ops and mobile home parks, and incentivizing new construction for the full spectrum of incomes. The hundreds of citizens that have participated in our house meetings and civic academies have concluded that codeNEXT falls short of these goals. We therefore oppose codeNEXT in its present form, and we are here to making suggestions as to how it might be improved. We believe that it can be improved in at least the four following ways. First, entitlements in residential zoning categories above and beyond those provided in the present land use code should not be granted by right, but should be calibrated to incentivize the construction of affordable units in all parts of the city. Second, something more or less equivalent to the present SF3 zoning category should be retained, and compatibility should be defined in terms that allow neighborhoods to limit undesirable uses, particularly a proliferation of bars. Third, the qualifications for the density bonus should be strengthened so that the privilege of increased density can be earned only by the construction of family-friendly, multi-bedroom units intended for those making 50 to 30% MFI or below. The fee in lieu option should be applicable only when the fee is not less than the cost of a 2 to 3 bedroom unit, and the fee can only be used to fund affordable housing projects. Fourth, provisions regarding nonconformity and noncompliance need to be clarified and framed so that this issue does not keep East and Central Austin homeowners from making the kinds of repairs and improvements that will enable them to stay in their homes. We appreciate the hearings and this opportunity for discussion, but the problems with codeNEXT are not resolvable within the projected process and timeline. Because of the number and complexity of the problems, there can be no quick fix. We therefore hope that there will be more time for discussion before any action is taken so that Austin can become as affordable as possible. Thank you.